Hey YouTube, welcome back to another video. Last week, as of editing this video on Tuesday, we went to Memphis. This was to go to Big River Crossing to see something very special, which you already know what it is by the title of the video and the thumbnail photos, but oh well. We passed the Mopac caboose before going into downtown Memphis on our way to Big River Crossing on Channel 3 Drive, which is probably the best spot to go railfanning in Memphis, unless you're railfanning there in the morning, where everything's backlit. We were after train C-EBMHSO-60A. That is quite the mouthful. As you can see here, this is the Springfield, Missouri rail cam run by Steel Highway, and I used it to kind of see and show how the train looked. This was also my first real look at it. This train had BNSF ES44ACH number 1776 leading. This locomotive was painted up in 2026 of this year to be in a America 250 paint job. Behind it is Santa Fe 5704, an SD45-2, which I'll get into more later. Then was AC44CW 5635, and lastly was an Electromotive Division EMD SD70ACE, which was the newest EMD on the train, and it was number 9382. The reason the 1776 and the 5704 are on this train is because they are going to an America 250 locomotive celebration in Spencer, North Carolina at the North Carolina Transportation Museum, of which I will be attending the event on Sunday. We got into Memphis and passed the old Frisco yard, which is where those houses used to be up on that hill. It, as you can tell, is long gone. But we got up to Channel 3 Drive up the newly redone and horribly redone Riverside Drive and started to wait. It was a little while later when we got a heads up that the train could be stopping in Terrell, Arkansas. But for now, we would be sitting here waiting for it, just expecting to get it here. Unfortunately, it was very backlit, so every train we saw wasn't the best of shots. We went down a ways to take a look at this stopped Union Pacific train. Unfortunately, the stopped Union Pacific train wasn't in the best of area to get it, like a good photo of it, so I had to get what I could. And it had two EMD SD70 aces, and what I'm pretty sure is a ES44AC, but I'm not 100% sure. Not long after getting back though, this BNSF westbound coal train headed into Arkansas, and this CSX transfer train going to Union Pacific's Marion Yard in Arkansas came through, racing each other kinda side by side, which was pretty cool. And it was also nice to get trains past the old signal before they end up replacing it. You can see the new parts off to the side. Not long after would be the last train we would catch at Big River Crossing, another westbound intermodal. I decided to film us going over the entire bridge for a specific reason. This bridge is the road bridge apart from I-40, or the Memphis Bridge, going across the Mississippi River. This one goes right beside the Union Pacific's Hurahan Bridge and the BNSF's Frisco Bridge. This bridge will not be here for much longer because it is in the process of being replaced. It will take a few more years, and is supposed to be done sometime in the 2030s. But we made our way to Turrell, actually finding the trains we'd seen before along the way. The coal train will show up a little later. Even finding the CSX transfer train that was on its way to Marion. And this pretty cool semi-load. But anyways, we would soon get to Marked Tree, Arkansas, where we would set up for our first catch of the train. But we'd get a couple others first. First of all would be a BNSF coal train that we weren't really sure of the ID. This is where things get cool. The BNSF South Fair subdivision merges with the Union Pacific and goes over the Frisco Bridge, while the Union Pacific goes over the Hurahan. They run side by side over CN Junction, and then continue down where the CSX ends up, and they all three run together, just like that, and even go past Neptune Street, which we'll see in a few minutes, and meet up with the Norfolk Southern. This is one of the only places I know where you can get 4 Class 1 railroads side by side, although not much runs down the NS and BNSF here. The BNSF goes over to Southern Avenue, or NS Harris Yard, or Forest Yard. It doesn't really matter what it's called now because it doesn't really serve trains anymore. Before we go back to this though, I want to talk about why it was so important that I caught 5704 in Memphis. 5704 is an EMD SD45-2 owned by the Southern California Railway Museum in Paris, California. The reason why it was so important to me is because back in 2020, I actually saw the 5704. Rewinding back to 2020 is in these photos of a locomotive scrap line. This is on President's Island, and these engines are about to be scrapped at Progress Rail. In this are some pretty cool stuff, but SD45-2B units 6522 and 6523 are both in there, which were Santa Fe 5701 and 5702. 5704 was this locomotive, 6484. Not much longer after I took that photo, BNSF actually realized what was in there and took out the 6484, transporting it to Mid-America Car in Kansas City, Missouri, where I've actually been. I'll show some photos here. And repainted it back to its bicentennial paint with a couple of changes here and there, but nothing too big. 5704 was then displayed for a week at the Kansas City Union Station, where I missed it by a single day due to having to leave late. But getting it in Memphis meant I had a before and after shot of the 6484 in the scrap line and the 5704 going to the America 250 event in the city where 5704 nearly met its end. That, to me, was pretty cool. Back to our regularly scheduled video. hearing what CN RJY30 had for power made us divert once more to see it. This was CN's RJY30, a daily transfer train going from Canadian National's Harrison Yard to Norfolk Southern's Harris Yard. Powering the train today was Illinois Central EMD SD70 number 1015, a standout on the CN roster currently. The SD70 class has recently been getting put into storage, which really sucks for me as an Illinois Central fan, because these are my favorite things to see. Before this, it was the Blue Devils. Now it's the Icy Death Star SD70s. Anyways, this one is the last SD70 in Death Star paint still running, although I believe there's still one running in CN paint. Get these things while you can, folks. They won't be around much longer. It was well worth diverting to see this, even though we missed the last shot I wanted of the day, which was going to be in Collierville with the Frisco 1351 steam locomotive. Once again, I think getting this was well worth it. Soon it would depart though, and its Nathan P5 would blow for the crossing. Very nice horn. Thanks to my friend at Mid-South Rails, though, there was one more train of the night that had some pretty good power. Amtrak 58, the northbound city of New Orleans. Hey guys, I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you enjoyed watching as much as I did filming all these scenes. Thank you very much for checking out my channel. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, check out my other content. You know, the whole YouTube outro thing. But once again, thank you very much. Have a good day, everyone. Goodbye.